Listen up. We're the Apostles' Brotherhood, not some worthless favela gang. So we start off nice and easy. And if the doc doesn't play along, well, then we make her play along. Claro?
Hola. How can I help you, gentlemen?
Hey, is she really blind?
I'm afraid yes. But please don't worry. I'm more than able to treat all my patients. Are you feel... Sir?
We heard that you're a good doctor. We got someone who needs your help. You're Dr. Doris from the Veterans Residence, right?
Yes. And may I know who you are? I won't turn away a patient, but I'll also need some assurance that you can be trusted, sir.
So? Is she coming with us or not?
Did you hear that?
Sounds like some kind of explosion near the clinic. Should we go back?
It could be an accident, but she's got away with her equipment. Doubtful she's the cause of this. Steady on then. Let's hurry back and see for ourselves. That's not how you treat a doctor, lads.
What are you doing to her?
Lord Santos would like to have a word with the doctor. That's all.
You're not taking her anywhere. Don't you see she's taking care of this girl?
Yeah, I'm not asking for permission, sweetheart. Grab the doctor. Ice the rest of them.
Program activated. Expand fuel loading. Keep up the pace. Faraday's miracle. Yes. Damage.
And fail.
Charging.
Sandy. Flanking.
Barrage.
A mice toss. An unconventional choice.
Knowledge loading. Experience fuels knowledge. Flash in the water. Eliminate target. Although we come from different lands, we share the same dream. There is still much to be hopeful for.
Stop. Enough. I won't have you fighting in my clinic.
Doctor?
But they've got the girl, Doctor.
This lady definitely isn't from the favela. So what's she doing here?
She's ill. She needs my help. That is all I ever ask.
Well, all we need is you, Doc. So how's about we make a deal? You come with us, we let the rest of your friends go. Understood?
So be it.
Please, Doctor, stand aside. I'll happily take care of these rats.
I have no doubt about that, miss. However, once violence starts and blood is spilled, there will be no end to it. For now, I would be happy to meet with the Senor Santos and seek out a peaceful resolution. I'll come with you.
See? We can all be friends.
Burton!
If she doesn't wake up tonight, take her to the veteran's residence first thing in the morning.
All right, get the doctor straight to his reverence.
Have a good rest, did you, Sleeping Beauty?
Burton!
You've missed quite a bit. All terrible, I'm afraid.
Where am I?
You and this lass were drifting down the river after your ship went down. You'd have met Dr. Dorez had you woken up a little sooner.
Doctor? Dr. Dorez. Yes. She's a doctor from the veteran's residence. She saved you from the very claws of death. She...
Aye, you were burning up, lass. But the good doctor pulled you through. She was right there by your bedside the whole time. The good news is, we think she's still alive.
Still alive? What's the bad news then?
The bad news is she's been snatched up by the Apostles' Brotherhood.
What?
Rest now, lass. They aren't likely to hurt her for now. You'll need your strength for later. Some scallywag by the name of Santos wanted to have a word with her, so they said.
But Lepera and Sotheby, where are they? I remember we all fell into the water. I'm sorry, I didn't see them. We washed ashore together. My map. Have you seen it? I have to get to the veteran's residence. My map. Have you seen it? I have to get to the veteran's residence. They may very well be waiting for me there.
Well, I may be just the ship to get you there, ladies.
You're a clever one, viejo. I like working with your type.
Much appreciated. I've tried to pick up a thing or two over the years.
You've had plenty of time to learn, a man of your age. By the way, what about that girl? Where'd she go?
Dunno. Maybe got scared away. You know how little rich girls are. I'm certain she's found her way back to her daddy's bodyguards. She'll be no cause for concern.
Fine, fine. No need to worry about this spoiled little girl. Now this bastard, on the other hand.
Leave the boy be. He's not got much time left if he doesn't give up those names. Hot enough out here? Luckily, I've got a bit of vino left. You a fan of wine, Senor Marcando? I'll fetch some for us, and all the brothers and sisters here. Let's drink to the Brotherhood and the opportunities that lie ahead.
You old fox, I see your game. But why not? We could all use a drink.
You, over there! Keep a watch on this guy. Don't let him get away. Finally.
Duncan, you nearly had me there. When did you plan all this?
I've had it brewing for a while, but things have been changing fast lately. Honestly, I didn't expect to be doing this now.
There's enough snoring syrup in the wine now to put them all in a dreamy, deep, deep sleep. Oh, but might it have had a stronger effect if I had included a dash of slumber belladonna in the recipe?
This will be more than enough, little lady. We only need to get them to drink the wine. Then...
Oh, then you must drink this. Just a drop. It will stay on your tongue and prickle around in your mouth. That way you won't drift off like the others. I've concocted much tastier potions before, but this one...
It'll do just fine. Thank you, little lady. Pass me the wine and wait for my signal. When you hear me playing this flute, you'll know it's time to strike. The wine's here! Courtesy of an old friend from Mexico. Take a glass, everyone.
Here's to his reverence's good health.
To his reverence's health.
To Marcando. To the Invincible Brotherhood.
To Marcando!
Duncan, that's your flute? Give it over. This is a fine flute. Duncan, did you... You said that you got a friend in Mexico, huh? You know that old Mexican song, La Llorona?
That I do! I learned it from the best! In the cactus back in Tulum. From a fine young lady with silky hair and gentle eyes as dark as coffee.
Claro. So, how fine was this chica, huh?
Ah, don't let me start spinning that yarn. It'll be no fun for you to watch an old man bursting into tears. I'll only say I was heartbroken by the time I left. Ah, that love of mine. Anyway, enough about the old flames of yesterday. Let's raise a glass to a better tomorrow.
The poor old Duncan.
To poor old Duncan.
It's time.
Good. Good music. Who are you?
Let the curtain rise.
Experience skills loading. Charging.
So free.
Bask in the sunlight. Eliminate target. Barrage. Thunder. Attack.
And flanking.
Loading.
And
No. Tres Tropiques. Charging.
flanking.
Flash in the water.
Then
The light that illuminates all. Go. Damage. See how my skills glisten in the sunlight.
So free.
The sparkling of the sea, the shimmering of scales. There is always a light to follow.
Time waits for no one, even for a great good. Don't let go. A nice one. Whew, that went smooth.
Exactly.
Lopera! Galeno! Come on, give me a hand!
Oh, pinche traidor!
Time to cash you out.
You'll be begging for Lord Santos' mercy.
Be reasonable, kid! The Brotherhood is finished! Your time's up! Don't let them slip away!
Mr. Carson, but you...
Let me.
Think you can handle this?
Yeah, I've got it. For the favela, the Brotherhood must go!
Sorry to put you through all that, kid.
Don't mention it. If this means we can get rid of them for good, it'll all be worth it. So what's next?
Next, Zeno will come around to pick you up. But first, we've got to get back to the veterans' residence.
No, senor. One of you has to stay. The people need to see you, or they'll worry that you've deserted us.
I can make it there on my own. Stay with them, Duncan.
And me! I've seen there are many sick children here in the favela. I'm certain that I could do something to help them.
I'm not sure it's a good idea, Sotheby. The favelas can be dangerous if you don't know them.
The brave young lady can stay with me if she likes. I'll keep her safe. What do you say to that, little lady?
Miss Sotheby is never afraid.
It's decided then. Lopera, head for the veterans' residence. Tell them what happened and contact... Galeno! You've done us proud, kid. If I were king, I'd have made you a knight. Who knows? Maybe the little lady could do that for us. But first, young Galeno, we'll seek another deed worthy of knighthood. It's time we fight for our people.
You ever been to a veteran's residence? Not many young faces there, besides Lopera. As far as the doc goes, doubtful anyone knows her real age. And even the saltiest sailor knows better than to ask a lady her age. Ooh, I see that joke missed the bow, so to speak.
No. It wasn't a bad joke at all. Really.
Aye. Thanks for the kind words, lass. But best to leave old Flotsam where it lies.
Have you been filling this sweet young lady's head with your tall tales, Shippy?
Sorry to show up without proper notice.
Oh, don't worry about it. Any friend of Lopera is a friend of ours. Oh, if you'd come a couple of days earlier, we would have introduced you to Senor Duncan and Dr. Doris. But they've not been around in a while.
That's a shame. I was looking forward to meeting them. Hopefully we'll see them soon.
You know, I knew a girl who looked just like her. A caregiver here way back in the 60s. Back when this place was called Heartfelt Home. But it can't be her now, can it? Besides, I'm old now, and my memory is a bit fuzzier than it used to be.
May I see Dr. Doris's room?
She wouldn't mind, but please be careful not to move anything. It's that one over there, dear. She never locks the door.
Hmm? How dare you scratch me! Get back here, you fluffy rapscallion! I'll have your tail, you hear me? Do be careful, Miss Kimberly. How did that happen? And how long have you been standing there? Just a little while. Funny. I've never thought to open a door like that before. Come along. Let's take a peek inside. Hmm? Huh? What's this red button on the chair? Good for nothing. These must be articles that she hasn't sent out yet. She's a good woman. And her room smells like a good woman's room. You don't find many of those around these days. What makes you say so? Well, firstly, she did save your life. And secondly, it's hard to explain. Good people have a smell. A pleasant one. My nose has never been wrong. Burton. We'll bring her home safely. This typewriter seems like it's seen a lot of use. Do you see any drafts? Any samples? I can't say. I'm not very familiar with these things. Take a look. She signed something here. But I thought her name was Doris. Mariana!
more visitors.
Thank goodness. You survived too. What about Sotheby?
Oh, something happened in the favela earlier, so she decided to stay there. Don't worry, Duncan's with her.
We've got bad news. Dr. Doras has been abducted by the Brotherhood.
What? Idiotas! What's wrong with them? Ugh, guess I'll call the base. Mi viejo will figure something out.
Sink me! Lepera! I thought you'd been sent to Davy Jones' locker.
Why did you think that? I'm tougher than the stubble on the chins of the old geezers here. I'm like you, a ship that'll never sink. Timekeeper? Who's that over there? Kimberly? Did mi viejo let you go? Oh, Timekeeper, let me explain. When we were routing out the deserters, we found Kimberly hanging out with the Manus thugs. Pa took her off somewhere, and he always has a plan, so I didn't bother asking where she ended up. Hey, come over here and say hi. When did Pa let you go? Or did you sneak out somehow?
I think, Miss Kimberly, didn't you pull me out of the water? How did you know? Shortly after my fever subsided, I started to remember what happened just before I lost consciousness. There was a voice ringing in my head. It was you calling out to me.
Vertin, I can't have you dying here. You mustn't give up. What? I did not say that. I just took you to the doctor and left.
Shortly after my fever subsided, I started to remember what happened just before I lost consciousness. There was a voice ringing in my head. It was you calling out to me.
Vertin, I can't have you dying here. You mustn't give up.
Aye, 'tis true what Burton says. Though Kimberly denies it, she chose to save her. Even when she had plenty of chances to blow the last down. She's a good lass at heart. Not an enemy, Lepera.
You have to understand, it's pretty hard not to suspect someone who hangs around with the Manus. Anyway, I guess there must have been some kind of misunderstanding. Back then, I didn't have time to... In any case, I'm sorry, Kimberly.
It's fine, but don't think I'll forgive you so easily. Speaking of the Manus and the Brotherhood, I never quite understood what they were trying to do.
I don't blame you. I still don't really get it either. So you're really not in the same boat as them?
Of course not! I don't have a boat! No, I mean, I'm not in any boat with anyone. If only I'd found my... Listen, I don't know who it is you're looking for, but it's not me. I've already told you everything I know. If I'm not welcome here, now get out of your way. Just... please, don't take me back to the place. I don't want to see that thing ever again.
All right, girls. If you want to have a chat, at least take a seat first. It simply won't do to have you all standing around the entrance like this.
Eating candy is bad for your teeth, Bobo.
Oh, I'm much too old to worry about that. When you reach my age, and just waking up each day is a blessing, you'll eat whatever you want, too.
Mamai Mariana, could I have a word with you, please? I have some questions about Mr. Duncan.
Oh, Duncan. What kind of trouble has he stirred up now? All right, then. Why don't we head inside and give those two some space? And Lopera, apologize to that poor girl properly. You hear?
Mi Viejo released you, which means you can't be trusted. And you saved Verton's life too. I guess I shouldn't have been so hostile towards you. Here, have a drink. As a token of my apology. Salvadoran coffee. Great if you need to pull an all-nighter.
So bitter!
Yep, bitter like the old days. You know, back in Colombia, my father did horrible things to his plantation workers. Well, my biological father. Not Igor. He said, "No, that's not the sound of gunfire outside. The workers are setting off fireworks. They're celebrating." But they weren't fireworks. He betrayed his workers. His compatriots. It wasn't a celebration. It was a massacre. After that, I ran away from home. One day, the Admiral and Molly found me. That's how I joined Xeno. Betrayal's as common as dirt here. Comrades, friends, family, anyone could sell you out. And for cheap, too. I hope you can find your boat soon. You know, a place where people have your back.
Can I not drink this?
Of course. Don't force yourself. I know the taste isn't for everyone. Carlota Lopez Rivera. That's my full name. Bit of a mouthful, huh? I wanted to erase it from my profile. From everywhere, to be honest. But mi viejo disapproved. Molly agreed with him. She said, "You mustn't forget your past, Beta." So I let it go. But Lopera sounds so much nicer. So I preferred to go by that. And you, Kimberly? What's your real name?
Nala. Nala Hari. The residents of Heartfelt Home called me Nala Hari. The residents of Heartfelt Home called me Anjo Nala.
It must have been 5, maybe 6 years ago. I'm not entirely sure.
Nala.
How long ago did Mr. Duncan move here? Do you remember? Do you have any photos of him?
We do have one, but he's been gathering dust for years. Let me see. Here. This is him.
I know a gentleman who looked just like him. His name was Carson. Did Mr. Duncan ever go by that name?
No, not that any of us are aware of anyway. And I've known him since I was a medic in the army. Back then, people called him Duncan the Dauntless, or the all-powerful Duncan. I never once heard Carson or anything of the like. Sorry I couldn't be of more help, minha querida.
A crow?
Oh dear, this looks like bad news.
Santos. Dr. Doras is being held captive in the Colonel's manor. He's given us 3 days. He says that if Zeno doesn't return the deserters they detained, he'll execute the doctor. Mamai Mariana, please contact Admiral Igor. We need Zeno's help.
Ah, Igor. How are things in San Paulo?
Worse than expected. I have a small number of troops with me, but not enough to deal with the situation. Things have gotten out of hand. At least one of the Apostles' Brotherhood leaders has pledged allegiance to the menace.
Brotherhood. These new gangs just keep popping up, don't they? It's like cutting down sugarcane. Before you know it, another one's grown in its place.
Carlos has been murdered by his own subordinates. Even now, some of the deserters are with the Brotherhood.
Did you catch them?
Some have already been executed. The rest will be transferred to headquarters for interrogation.
Good. What assistance do you require, comrade?
An army. A reliable one.
An army? I'm afraid that's not possible. We simply don't have the men to spare.
It doesn't need to be large. Just dispatch my sentinel unit from Buenos Aires to São Paulo. Or, at the very least, Saint-Remy.
Ptolemy? Ah, one of your orphan children. That seems like a feasible solution.
Yes. His parents died fighting for Zeno. All my children are loyal to a fault. Officer Carlos was shot in the head by one of his own men in this very office. I need soldiers I can trust.
Ah, so the fearless Igor is afraid of death after all.
An officer was killed by his own soldiers at his own base. This is an immense stain on Zeno's honor.
Indeed. If everything goes according to plan, you'll see your unit shortly.
Now it's just a matter of time. Я видел ястреба, что гнался за голубкой, и бога солнца, который туго натягивал свою золотую тетиву. Я наблюдал, как приветствовали деревянного коня на наших землях, и как из священного фонтана текла кровь птенцов. Да. Но человек с решительным умом и гордостью знает, что его город выстоит, его стены будут крепки, и он будет непоколебим, как ядро земли. Какой грех! Жребий брошен. Белый саван покроет его, и он будет окутан мраком. Это все для светлого будущего. Лучшее будущее для всех.
Admiral.
Come in.
Yesterday, we received word from the Timekeeper that Dr. Torres has been abducted by the Apostles' Brotherhood. She should be coordinating with Opera to set up a rescue operation as we speak. Also, that girl who escaped, Kimberly, is with the Timekeeper. She claims that she was released.
Just play along with her lie. There is no need to tell Opera the truth.
The Brotherhood has demanded that we exchange the detained deserters for the Doctor. Forgive me for issuing instructions without your consent, but if we refuse or ignore them, I'm afraid they'll
execute the Doctor. What arrangements did you make?
I told the timekeeper that Xeno reinforcements would meet her at the veterans' residence. Since Lopera is familiar with the place, I also asked her to scout out the rendezvous location. And yes, I played along with Kimberly's lie. I assumed you would have done the same, Father.
Very good. Your squad will soon arrive. Take them to Lopera at the rendezvous point and bring the doctor back.
A squad?
I have spoken with headquarters. All going well. Telling and the unit will arrive soon.
I see. I can hardly remember the last time we were all together.
Your father died in Abadan. In a war he had no obligation to fight in.
It's far more glorious to die in the throes of battle than to wither away on a sick bed. He made an honorable sacrifice.
How shameful that we would tarnish his honor. Let's begin with that young pilot, Lilia. Tell me, what do you think of her?
She's well-trained, experienced, a straight shooter. Similar to Lopera in many ways.
She's a true Slav. Just like my brothers and sisters back home. I suppose she's luckier than Lopera. Not destined to become a traitor like her.
Lopera is still a child, really.
So many lives have been lost. In wars. In the storm. What do you think Lopera will do?
She's your child, just like me. I think she will stand with us.
You think? Do you? Anyway, she's not important. Here, take a look at this. I will not wear it. Nor will you. I promise you, not one of us will wear this thing. The preacher has given us a gift and shared with us an oracle. We will bring her something in return. Fire and brimstone rained down from heaven. Yet among the ruins were covered the remnants of a miracle that is living, breathing, and growing. I can sense their life force. I can hear their whispers from within these ashes. Moldir, they are invincible, rather than endlessly throwing young soldiers' lives to the white stone house. I choose to stand with the true future.
I will always stand with you, Father.
A gambling game's been set up in a place unfamiliar to you. Soon, you'll be invited to join the table as well. Huh. You seem to have grown quite assertive. But remember this. As a newcomer to the table, you have no privilege to make demands or probe for information unless you're looking to be targeted and isolated. You have to lose a few rounds. Pay your entry fee. Only then can you start to learn the secrets of those at the table. The players' backgrounds, the dealers' habits, and the truth behind the highest stakes gambler. It's baffling to me. Why would anyone travel halfway across the world just to throw away their money? Disappointing indeed. To think you're entangled in such empty words. Some are so captivated by these grandiose phrases that they feel empowered when using them. Despite their vapidity, it makes them feel important. Huh. Hypocritical. Delusional, even. Oh, quite the opposite. The odds are rarely equal. Your opponents could have any number of advantages stuffed up their sleeves. A larger stack of chips, easier winning conditions, or even the power to change the rules. Want a fair game? You've got to fight for it, by any means necessary. The white suits always play it safe, carefully hedging their bets, while the black robes plot to overturn the table. Clever? More like cretinous and atrocious. Once the table's flipped, there'll be nothing but chaos. Who would bother to set it right again? No one.